What's good? What's happening, folks? How you doing out there this Saturday, July 12th? Hot as a mother hubber in this motherfucker. It's about as funky as a Mississippi dump out in that bitch. But I'm glad to be here, cooling down in the crib in the HEL where it's happening here all weekend long. Queen B is in the motherfucking house. And if you know if Queen B is in the HEL, it's a whole lot of motherfuckers running around out in this junk. But I am here tonight to do a live show as part of my Thinking Out Loud series. And so this is a precursor to the mailroom that will be coming to you soon. And I see I got my brother from another waiting in the wings in the background. I'm getting ready to bring him on board. And so whether he's ready or not, this is Mr. Kendrick, the sports guy. What's happening, partner?
What's up, brother? You caught me. You caught me slipping. I had messed around and didn't have my microphone plugged in. I'm like, why can't I hear Brother Black? And I'm like, well, hold up. Oh shit, I forgot to plug in my mic. So this is some of the kind of issue we'll be seeing on the mail room. It's going to be some straight entertainment and some straight some BS. But we're gonna keep it straight with no chaser. Doubt. How you doing, brother?
Live and living color. This is what y'all gonna get. We giving y'all a taste, just a precursor, as I said, of the mailroom, which will be coming to you guys soon. My brother from another and myself, we're gonna have something special before the year is out, where we're going to bring some content that is unlike anything happening in social media, and we hope you enjoy our personalities for us to be able to do this damn thing. That's right. What's up. So I appreciate you guys. So as I said, don't feel free to join in. But as always, I come to you with an agenda tonight with an actual topic, something that me and my brother, hopefully that you can enjoy tonight, because the topic tonight is 10 mistakes men over 50 shouldn't make when dating younger women. And as I said, as I posted this show and created it, I hope you're coming in to hear the male perspective. That's why this is a precursor to the mailroom, spelled M-A-L-E. So we're not saying we're right. Hell, we don't even know if what we say gonna make sense, but it's gonna be authentically us. Am I lying, my brother?
You are so on point with that again. We're gonna just give it to you straight with no chaser from two men that's in their middle 50s, that's single, that has been married before.
That's right.
And is trying to figure out this freaking confusing dating game that we are living in right now.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now that's where I wanted to start there, that just where we are, people, and if you watch the content from us on both the Real Talk for Real Men and TFG Tonight with Brenton Haynes, Kenny and I, we're figuring this shit out, and we stumbling a little bit in the dark, but trying to stumble towards something meaningful again, because as my brother said, we've been married. We haven't given up on love, and we damn sure still in the heterosexual camp around this motherfucker.
Already. Yeah, let's get that out the way first and foremost.
Let's put that out there. So there will be no confusion, no misconceptions about what we're looking for, And so, yeah, with that said, this dating land is out there is crazy. So right off the bat, since we're going to be talking about mistakes, before we get there, I want to ask a question, my brother, and I appreciate whoever's watching. Feel free to comment and let us know what you think, whether you're a man or a woman. We want to hear. But my brother, what is your age group for you? I want to start there, since we're talking about dating younger women, because I think it's safe to say that we're probably not looking for women older than us.
You are exactly on the money for that.
Okay.
For me. Okay. And I would say it's nothing wrong with men in our age.
No.
Because I'm 56, Brother Black is 57. So it's nothing wrong with a man that's in our age to look for a woman in their age group. But I have never dated a woman older than me. And I've never desired to date a woman older than me. Okay. So that's something that I'm not looking for.
Okay. I have, my younger years. In fact, at one point exclusively when I was younger, I preferred older women. And then, of course, as I found myself divorced and whatnot, then, that dynamic changed. And so at 57, I want to know for you, what is that perfect age range for you, my brother, that you're if you had a preference that you're looking for, because I think that's important to establish as
Mm-hmm.
we get into the depths of these topics.
For me, the perfect age range for me is 40 to 55 by around my age.
Oh wow.
Really no no younger than 40.
No younger than 40, but you
Yeah.
will go up to 55.
I will go up to my age. Yes, I would.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
These fucking little drain gnats. I hate these fuckers.
I do too. I got the gnats too, bro. I'm like, what the hell? Can we get rid of them?
Summertime coming up through the
Yeah,
drain. So if you
yeah.
guys see me spraying, that's what I'm doing. So 40 to 55. Grown woman, don't try me. Appreciate you. She said, "Hey y'all, this is nice." It is. Thank you. Appreciate it. Something a little different we doing, and thank you for being
Right.
a super fan that you always are.
Thank you, CC. Appreciate the
Absolutely.
love already.
Oh, brother
Mm-hmm.
Ken, let me tell you. So 40 is my perfect start. For me, it's up to 50. There's that 10-year range for me, 40 to 50. For me, anything over 50, again, there are exceptions, of course, but if you ask me my perfect range is 40 to about 50, that 10-year range. But last question before I get into this, what is the youngest that you would date? What for you that once it dips beneath that regardless of how she look and this, that, and the other, but you would say, okay, damn, that's just too damn young. What is the youngest for you that you would go? I'm not talking about fucking. I'm talking
Oh,
about
you just talking about
entertaining a serious
okay.
relationship. Because it's important to say that because
Right.
I fuck an 18-year-old. That's just me.
Oh shoot! Now I wouldn't. Let's establish that I ain't
That's why I'm
bulky.
saying.
I ain't bulking on 18-year-old.
That's why I'm saying. I know I'm different. CC says so. Y'all don't like old bros like me. I don't look young.
No, that's not what we saying,
That's not what
CC.
we saying. So I love it. And she laughed.
Because I think this conversation we go and I would get into the reasons why
Okay.
that
I think I know your reason.
that I trigger. I lean more to the younger, and we'll get into that. But
Right.
to answer your question, brother Black, the youngest I would probably go. I can't. My oldest son is 32.
Right.
I can't see myself dealing with a woman that's 32 and younger because now we're delving into this is women that my son will be dealing with. And I'm not nah, I can't do that. That's getting on that line of okay, this not looking good.
I got you.
That's for me.
I got you.
Yeah.
For me, the absolute youngest I could see entertaining a serious relationship is about 37.
Mm-hmm.
37 for me. She still has to be past that 35 mark for me to take it serious. And 37 is just that low. It's beneath 40, but the circumstances have to hit right, And,
Right.
and we'll get into it even more. Oh shit, we got Hannah and Bert coming to the house.
Give him like 2 minutes.
How you doing, baby? How you doing?
Hey, y'all.
Hey, you know what? Hey, Hannah, can I say this, brother Black, real quick?
Sure.
Hannah, if I offended you last show, I apologize.
No,
I didn't mean to.
no.
If I did,
No,
hey,
not. I knew you
Not
didn't.
at all.
okay.
I knew you didn't.
Okay.
I knew you didn't.
I was feeling some type of way after I looked at it. I'm like, God damn, my drunk ass was really.
that's little sis.
Your
right
daughter
there.
was moving out. You was going through it. Understandable.
Okay, so I just want to do that publicly because
But thank
you
for the apology, but that wasn't needed.
Okay, all
Love
right.
that.
Okay.
Hannah, Cece says hello. So
Hey.
welcome to the show. Hannah, you're coming in right at the beginning. We're going to be talking about 10 mistakes that men over 50 shouldn't make while dating younger women. So we're establishing. No, we really are not.
No, but it's,
And
it's perfect that you
that's why I'm glad
and
you
brother
came. That's why I'm glad
and
you
and Ghost are on, because
You're going to
I
be able
feel
to offer
attacked.
a
yeah,
very unique
you gonna
perspective.
give us an insight from
You're
that
going to be
other,
able to
the
offer a
woman
very unique
perspective.
perspective
Yeah,
that,
for sure.
we appreciate. But right now, we're talking age. So we both said that the dating perfect age range for Kenny, it's 40 to 55. That's his perfect window. For me, it's 40 to 50. But Brother Kenny says the youngest he would entertain dating. We're talking about a serious relationship, not just sleeping with. But for Kenny, his youngest that he said is absolute lowest he could go is 32,
No,
because his
it would be 35, because
35. Okay,
my oldest son is
35. I'm sorry,
32. So
because right.
yeah, I wouldn't. Yeah,
I'm
that'll
sorry.
be.
That's right.
Yeah,
He said
yeah,
35. For me, it's
yeah.
Okay.
37. And for me to, and
Mhm.
again, I'm talking about a serious relationship I would entertain. As I established, I will sleep with an 18-year-old. Once you're legal, you can get it. But
Jesus.
I ain't see, I ain't doing that.
I'm just saying.
18 is crazy.
I
I'm
know,
just
right?
saying.
I ain't doing
My
So
that.
son is
Yeah.
18.
Mm-mm.
I get it. I'm just saying, if I'm in them streets and it's just kicking it, and this is a precursor to the mailroom, shit, if you grown and legal in them streets after 8 o'clock, you can get it. You can get it.
Oh
They're
boy.
not even legal enough to go to the bar with you.
Shit, I don't need them for their drinking. They ain't even gotta have
Oh
shit.
boy. You know
Shit.
what? I already see why the mail room is gonna be off the chain. It's gonna be off the
I blow
chain.
I'll do
smoke.
the drinking. So
Yeah.
we get ready to get into the 10 mistakes, but I want to make sure I want to add something to this and answer this only if you're comfortable. I will ask it in this way, so as I will stay within the bounds of what we're not supposed to be disrespectful on age. I only want to know this, not your ages. I only want to know what the age gap is between you and the mister. So not his age, not your age, but what is the age gap?
11 years.
How many?
11.
I love it. I love it.
That's
Your
not bad.
perspective is going to be perfect for this
Perfect. Right.
conversation,
I agree.
because
But
that
I didn't
falls.
know. I thought he was
That's
young.
okay.
See,
That's what I love.
perfect. That's
And that's
perfect.
what I love, because it's talking about mistakes that men in our age group should
Mm-hmm.
not make. And you're going to be able to give a unique
Neat.
perspective to tell us, is this accurate as the shit
Mm-hmm.
we shouldn't do? So
Right.
let's jump into this thing. So the very first thing it talks about, I can't wait to hear your opinion, sister. It says assuming age equals power.
Mm.
Assuming age equals power. It says one of the biggest mistakes is treating the age difference as a source of power or control in a relationship.
Oh.
How accurate is that from your perspective, Sister Hannah and Brother Kenny? I'm curious as to, if that age difference, do you feel a sense of power since you absolutely would be older? Either one can answer first.
Go
Um,
ahead, Honda.
okay, so for me, I don't think it necessary for me thinks that it's more power. I do think I expect more maturity versus power. So as you're older than me, I expect you to be having a more mature mindset. Not saying I have an immature mindset, especially because
Right.
they say women mature faster. So
Mm-hmm.
I definitely expect you to be more mature at your age than I am. But I don't necessarily mean that it should be more power.
I love that you made that distinction.
Mm-hmm.
I love that you made the distinction, because that's important. And Grown Woman Don't Try Me says right, Hannah. Brother Kenny, for you, as I said, knowing that you would be older, how do you see this? Do you assume that age difference equates to power, and how do you handle that?
I don't assume that it equates to power, but I would follow what Hannah said, that it equates to more experience and a little bit more maturity, where that I can give you a little bit more insight because of my age and me having more. I ain't gonna say more experiences, but I can see I can look at it differently, and help you along the way and guide you. Not trying to be your daddy, cause see here this could roll into men, especially if they know that woman hasn't necessarily maybe had a father figure. Now we try to be her daddy. That's not what I'm saying. It's about saying that I can help you and guide you and give you an insight from a mature male perspective.
I love both where both of y'all went, and that's you went where that's where the age thing could really become a factor because you have to be careful here that to me you're not seen as a father figure,
Mm-hmm.
because there's an old saying, I don't know how true it is, but it's said that when you're looking for a mate, that women are looking for, the representative of their father, and we are mother. On our show, Real Talk for Real Men, Lady D used to talk about the fact that, and I always remember this point she made. She said, if a woman grows up with a father in her life, and I want you to comment on this, Hannah, because my father wasn't in my life and I'm not a woman, but she said something that I always remember. She said, that's the first man to disappoint you.
Mm.
She said, it's also your representation of what a man is supposed to be, how your father treats you. I would love to hear your perspective because that's where the age difference to me could become a true factor. There is, like you both said, it's not a power thing, but I would walk into it absolutely feeling that my life experiences, have led me to a point where I should be wiser and in a position to make decisions. And that for me, since we're talking about dating, is a real big thing here because this younger generation, I would be remiss if I didn't say this, because of TikTok, because of social media, one of the things I run into is that they do think they know as much as you know because it's all so quick information on TikTok. And that's one of my little pet peeves there. That just because you can go to TikTok and find out a quick answer doesn't equate to wisdom. And I actually have struggled with that with a lot of young women I come in contact with because they do think that since fucking TikTok is a living, breathing encyclopedia, that they know what I know. That's a
Mm-hmm.
problem for me. But I'm curious, sister, what you think. And then, of course, that dynamic that of what Daracel said on a previous show as looking as your father. I'm curious, is that something? Is that a real thing?
Uh, so for me, yes, it's a real thing. My dad was the first person to disappoint me. The first,
Mm.
because my dad, he was a provider. He also was a pastor, and he
Mm.
also was a cheater. Um, so
Cece agreeing. She said
I
first
was,
love and first disappointment.
yeah. So I was unaware that getting when I got older, I thought I was marrying someone who wasn't my dad. My dad was never abusive.
Right.
However, I was in a marriage who he was a provider, but he also was abusive
Mm.
and
Mm.
a cheater.
Mm.
So
Wow.
yeah, so it's like I didn't want to marry my dad, but
Right.
minus the abuse, 'cause my dad never put my mom's crazy, but my dad. Besides that, yeah, because my dad, I looked up to my dad. That was
Mm.
my dad. Our relationship is better now that I'm older, but if
Love
we
it.
went through a big rough patch,
Right.
because he disappointed me, and I expected more, not just being my dad, but being a man of God as well.
Yeah.
I
Right. Right.
expected double from you than I expected from
Absolutely.
anyone else.
Right. Right.
I tell you guys a quick story. Someone I was deeply, deeply in love with her.
One minute, I just got to turn this up.
Okay, I was deeply in love with someone, and I reference this person all the time that I thought was going to be the one. She had a daddy complex, so much so that it interfered in our relationship and was one of the reasons why the relationship didn't last because I was constantly being compared to a father, and I remember it literally reached its head at one point, and I literally had to say, "Look, I'm not fucking your father, I'm fucking you, but it was always my daddy this, my daddy that. And I didn't know it at the time, because you're living and you're in it. But being removed, I can look back now, and that's why I can appreciate this, because she wanted a father figure. Like Hannah, her dad was her everything. He ended up cheating on her mom, and it devastated her. And so, again, when I think about how assuming age equals power, she definitely, this was a dynamic where the age difference for her, I was a lover, but also she saw me as her dad. And that was a big, big problem right there for me.
And you know what also can give you a different perspective and insight. And I'm speaking to the men out there that have daughters. And Hannah spoke on about how her dad disappointed her and how she, that was her first disappointment with men. I wanted to make it for me a big thing because I only have one daughter, and I also knew that I wanted to be the example for her, the first example for her to show how a man loves a woman. And I wanted to prove that through loving her mother, because I think that is big for a young
Right.
lady to see a man love their mother. And even though we didn't work out, but there was my daughter never saw me disrespect her mother either.
Right.
So
Right.
I wanted to give her that perspective too, and she and I loved her as
Love it.
she was my heart. So I as a man, sometimes I don't think we think about that, especially if a man don't have a daughter, I don't really think he really thinks about that perspective. But you
Right.
also have to look at it from that angle as well.
Absolutely. I'll add the last part. Even for another from men, if you break up, be careful how you talk about that woman too,
Mm-hmm.
because if you do have a daughter, she's watching, she's
Yep.
listening, and
Yep.
that's vital. So I've always told friends of mine, you know how when somebody have a bad fight or whatever, and they come to you, this bitch, that. Whoa, 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 wait a minute, slow down, don't do that. You know what I mean? Your kids are listening, they're watching, and this is whether they're male or female. So I've always cautioned them. So that's a big thing. I know we kind of went veered off, but I just want to make
Mm.
sure that that's absolutely something, because it matters at the end of
It,
the day.
it
But,
does.
and a grown woman said, Kenny, absolutely. She was, saying that. All right. What is another mistake that men over 50 make when dating younger women? What about dressing like you're in your 20s?
Look at Hannah laughing. She could put her
I,
head down.
there's a reason why I'm laughing,
I'm
because I do
laughing
want to
too.
ask something. I know this might seem like a no-brainer, but to me, on its surface, it's a no-brainer. But there's something here that I have to bring up. You'll see how I'm dressed right now. You guys looking at me on camera right now. Cece said that's number one. I'm so glad you said that, because when I was younger, I dressed. I was dressy. I was into fashion. I was this and that. Look, folks, I work from home now. All of the brands that I wear now, sitting in this chair, making my living, I'm not as fashionable. When I run my errands and I'm hitting those streets of Atlanta, I look like nobody. I got on my sloppy sweats. I got on whatever the fuck shirt. What's going on, Mr. Poston?
Hey,
And
what's up? Hey, what's up, Bert? What's up,
and,
brother?
and Cece says this is number one. So my question is, if this is a mistake that men over 50 shouldn't make while dating younger women, but how the fuck then do you get their attention if you're not willing to dress somewhat fashionable in order to attract them? Oh, and I thank you, Hunter, for shaking your head, because I gotta hear this,
I
because
do
I
too.
walked into a sports bar, where the fuck we supposed to meet y'all at now, and I show up in what I think is fashionable. I'm not going to get a look, because I don't know what the style is now. I'm not wearing the Jabot jeans and these big fucking shoes that they wear or whatever. And I damn sure ain't gonna wear no skinny jeans. So,
Oh, damn, so ain't doing that.
so what's the middle ground? Cece says that's a turnoff for me. Men dressing younger. Sherry, my sis says I didn't have a father figure, so my mom was the dominant one. That's why I'm the same way. I get it. I get it. Hano, this dress thing, educate me, sweetie.
Okay, so you can dress fashionably and still be age appropriate. And I say that because I like to get dressed. That's just me though. Like I don't do it for anyone else. That's just me. However,
Right,
how I dress now and how I dressed back in my 20s is not the same me. However,
right.
I still look appropriate and fashionable. So I feel like you can still dress your age. You don't have to look like you in a Steve Harvey suit at the bar.
Okay, okay, okay,
You can
okay.
like slacks and the shirt or t-shirt and jeans never goes out of style. Like you don't a white shirt, not a poppy store t-shirt, but a white shirt and pants don't ever go out of style. You can dress that up, you can dress that down. You can't really go wrong with jeans because you can wear them. You can dress them up, you can dress them down, you can wear them almost anywhere. However, you can dress age appropriate and still be with fashion because I don't want you up here with tights on and looking crazy and we going out together and you looking like the same age as my son. Like I'm good. I don't need shorts and a hoodie on you when I got to tell him to take it off. I don't want to see that on you. So yeah, no, you can be fashionable and still age appropriate.
I agree 1,000%.
I
Cece
do.
says, right, Hannah, just dress appropriate for your age.
Don't dress like your dad though. Like just dress like you.
But let me ask you. I mean,
Okay, okay.
this is basically. I mean, this is something we trying to talk to our 50-year-old brothers,
Yeah,
like
right.
me and
Yeah, you know,
brother Black. Bird is out the game because he didn't scooped up
yeah,
his first lady, so he ain't
yeah.
got to worry about that. He can wear black socks and some sandals and all that.
No,
He good to
Oh,
go.
not. No, you cannot.
even
No,
Bert said,
you
hell no.
cannot.
Bert said, hell no.
Cause I ain't going for that.
Yeah, yeah, I know you ain't. I had to throw some comedic levity in there for that. But for me and brother Black, I can honestly say that I've never I don't try to dress like young cats, but I also
Mhm.
try to have my own style. And what I mean is, I ain't trying to be looking like I'm dressing like I'm in my 60s. Because 50, see, here's the thing. I think we done missed the 50s isn't old.
It's not.
It's really not old now. It used to be, but it's not old. But you still have to dress. I'm not trying to dress like my 30-year-old son either. So as a 50-year-old man, you do have to find that middle ground. So nah, you don't need to be wearing no
Therein
skinny
lies
jeans and stuff like that.
right.
Yeah,
And there lies the conundrum, though, is because
right.
what is that middle ground for me as I look at this topic? Because as this says, it says, you don't want to come across as forced or out of touch. And instead of mimicking younger fashion trends, focus on finding styles that highlight your personality and confidence. Well, guess what?
Hmm.
My personality and confidence is what you see right now.
Right.
And I'm at this stage of my life where it's all about comfort. I'm going to an event next Saturday, my sister's 50th anniversary, and it's dressy casual. My nephew, he says he's going to wear a jacket, this, that, and the other. Look, it's going to be bum fucking hot in Arkansas, and I'm a sweater. I'm going to wear some jeans, some shoes. I'm going to wear like a button down shirt. That's about as dressy as I want to get at this stage of my life because comfort is my style, and when I'm comfortable. Now, will that attract? I'm not going there to attract anybody, but I'm just saying, will that attract young women? That's what I don't know because maybe for me, it's because I live here in Atlanta, where this place is all about. It is all about fashion and style, and
Hmm.
what you have on, and if it's designer or not, because they notice shit like that. When I'm when I'm just piddling around and as bummy as I look and I go to pay sometimes, you know what gets what catches their attention? My
Hmm.
Rolex watch. They I look like shit, but then the eyes glitter that, oh, he has a Rolex on. There it matters to them. That type of shit matters to them. But that superficial thing, it turns me off. So It's finding that middle ground.
I would say this. I think again, I've always dated younger. I mean, I'm in my I've never been with a woman my age. I've always dated younger. That's who've always been attracted to me, and I think it's because of my aura in my conversation. Uh, I ain't been the best dresser, but I think it's just because people always tend to think that women tended to always think that I was younger than I really was because of how I carried myself. But I also would say this though, for men, if you smell good, they coming.
That's a whole this. Now
If you
that I
smell
got in
good,
spades.
they
I
coming.
know I smell better than these bitches walking around here.
Because these young cats don't even they cologne game is in the damn toilet.
Well,
so,
for that matter,
so
even the women don't smell fresh. So
oh
I,
well,
I,
you know
I
what?
know I
That's a
smell
whole
good.
other that's a whole other topic for a whole other
Sherry
day.
says, just go on and say it. These itches, she bitches, I'm assuming, ain't got no business with their stomach out.
Yeah,
So,
true.
so sis, we're not talking about women here. We're
Right.
talking
This
about
talk about the
men over
men.
50 and the mistakes that we make. So I agree with your point. But for that matter, I think to your point, men shouldn't, they shouldn't dress out of their age range either. See, she says, a well-dressed man will always attract a woman. We appreciate a well-dressed, clean man. Cece, I love that you say that, but do the younger women feel that same sentiment? Because
If
this
you're
is coming
clean,
from, a seasoned, well-dressed woman with class and style. I'm talking about you, Miss CC. But these bitches out here, and when I say bitch, for those of you watching, I mean that with so much love. I love bitches. But okay. That's because they're looking for a sugar daddy, Lee. And thank you for saying that. And that may be the thing that when you dip a little low that I'm trying to go, I think there is a tendency, CC, for them to see, okay, what can he provide for me? And so once it becomes transactional, then now we're playing chess. I'll tell a bitch that, I'm a high level executive at Walmart to get the musty drawers off. And then when it's all over with, I'll tell her I ain't got shit. So if that's what you want to play.
so done.
So, what's going on, Brother Bert?
Hey, what's up, y'all?
Partner, you coming in at good time. Mistake number 3, bringing up the age gap constantly. We just talked about age, but of course, I think again this is a no-brainer. Cece says, "I thought you gave that up, Lee." I'm not looking. I'm just saying. I was just saying. I'm actually right now. I don't know what the hell I'm just in limbo right now, Cece, doing my thing. But mistake number 3, I think this is a no-brainer, bringing up the age gap constantly.
Mhm.
But I got a question though. It's one thing to bring it up constantly, but is it wrong to acknowledge it? Because I think pretending that it's not a real thing could be just as detrimental. Am I wrong?
I definitely.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Hannah.
So for me, if we know there's an age gap and I don't think we have to bring it up if it's already there. I think you only have to keep bringing it up if you can see the immaturity within the age gap. However, if you have an age gap and it doesn't bother you and you're on the same page or the same wave, I don't think it should be brought up because also you keep bringing it up can make your other partner think you have a problem with their age, and that can be detrimental. So, what is the point of bringing it up all the time if you already know it in the beginning? If you choose to be with someone that's a different age than you or different age gap, then you just have to deal with it. But I feel like if you keep bringing it up, then why are you with me if you're going to keep bringing up my age? Because clearly you have a problem with me being younger or older than you if it's always on your mind.
I agree 1,000%.
I agree with that.
Craig says,
No
"What's
doubt.
up?" Cece
What's up,
says,
Craig?
"What's up, Craig?" Cece says, "No lies told, Hannah." So again, I think you nailed that one for
Mm-hmm.
sure.
That's
You
for
know
sure.
that if I think for us that's sage advice. If you're over 50 and you're dating a woman, if you make the decision to date her, then you
Mm-hmm.
should be bringing the age gap up, all of the
All
time.
the time. And this is from we got to make sure we talking. This is from the man's perspective. The men,
Mhm.
if you're dating younger,
Right,
you
right.
can't bring in that age gap up. If you decide to be with the young tender, leave it at that. You know,
Yeah, you know.
because there can be situations like, "Whoa, you don't know, you just young." See, when you do that kind of stuff, that'll make your lady feel some type of way, men. So if you're gonna date younger, you got to accept that, and you can't be bringing that up all the time when there's certain situations that you may feel like that. Oh, because she young, you just gonna throw that out at her. You can't do that. That'll make her feel some type of way. So.
I like that you brought up even saying something like that, because that can be unintentional.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm glad this made the list in the sense that I would probably have to watch this,
Yeah.
because it might not come across as meant to be condescending, but
Mm-hmm.
even in jest, even in joking, oh girl, you young, you don't know
Right.
nothing about that.
Right.
That's meant to be harmless, but I guess if it's said enough, it could,
It,
subconsciously create that
yeah, it can create
perception
some
that, damn,
tension.
he keep
Yeah.
always bringing up my age. So I do like
Mm-hmm.
that this is mentioning that would be something to really remember, that to stay away from that. If you dating her,
Mm-hmm.
like you said, Hannah, you know what it is anyway, and she know what it is.
Right, and
She's
she know
accepting of
too.
it. Leave it alone. You know, leave it alone. And so I appreciate that. Bert, wanted to add anything?
No, she covered it.
I love it. Yes, you nailed that one.
Mm-hmm.
Number 4, overcompensating financially. What do we mean by this? Assuming you need to use money to impress or win over your younger partner is a common misstep. Lavish gifts and extravagant gestures are nice, but relying solely on material displays can send the wrong message. I got a problem with this one.
I want to hear this.
I got a problem with this one because, especially if we're talking about, the context is men over 50 dating younger women, making a mistake. We're told in these streets out here now that the man's supposed to pay everything. We just established in the beginning of this conversation that if you're older, in all likelihood, you should be more experienced, you should be more settled. Am I wrong in assuming then that, well, I'm going on my experience, there seems to be an expectation that I'm going to foot the bill? And because we're told now, especially with this younger women dynamic, that a real man, what's the term that Kevin Samuel used to use? High
High value, man.
value man, that he does. That a part of it is the lavish trips and the gifts, but I'll take it down to even normal terms. And I said this having a conversation last night. It seems to me the expectation is that I'm going to make sure that you get your fucking hair, nails done on a regular basis and be able to whip out the car where we can eat you $100 meals. Am I wrong? This one is almost an expectation.
Mm.
Uh, I see your point. I also think it depends on the woman. I just, because nowadays, before, people do expect men. I don't know why it's not feasible that everybody, especially in this economy, that we expect a man to do each and every single thing. Because
Mm-hmm.
back in the day, they did it, but things were different back then. Women weren't allowed to work, so a lot of them had to be home and depend on the man, or you got married
Right,
out the house, so you
right.
had no choice. However, now we are able to work. We are able to come with our own money. We're able to come with our own. I would expect, if it's certain, you should be more established and settled. But however, if you meet me and I got my own, then you can't be underneath me, if that makes sense. You don't have to be way better than me, but you can't be underneath me. Like if I own my own home and car, you can't just be riding a bus. To me, you can, but not
Mm.
if you want to be with me. I came with my own, unless you're okay with that. But don't try, if you know you're not settled and you're not established, then don't step to someone, because they will expect that if they have it themselves. But I
Question.
know where you come from, Lee.
Question. So, question for you as the woman on the panel, and CC, I want you to jump in here as well, Sherry as well. So I've seen this many times on social media. I love that you gave the analogy about riding a bus. Do you think women are missing their blessing though? with that woman that has her own house, her own car, her own job, and she's working, and won't look at the man that is riding the bus or driving a bus for a living or picking up garbage? Do you think maybe they're missing a blessing there because the guy is not as established as she is?
Driving the bus is nothing wrong with that. Picking up garbage is nothing wrong with that. Especially in PA, they get paid very well.
But if he's riding the bus, he don't have a car.
Depends on your state. Because if you live in PA and New York, you're most likely not going to have a car. That's known. But if you live in down here, yeah, I'm gonna need you to have a car because I'm not going to the bus stop. That's
Interesting.
me.
I appreciate your honesty.
Where you
Cece
have
says,
transportation.
I'm sorry, say again.
If you're in a city that does not have actual transportation, that means if anything happened to my car, I can't depend on you. So we want to be protected. Yes, we want you to be a provider, but if you're on the bus and my car breaks down, I can't depend on you because you gotta wait for the number 2 bus to come get to me. You can't
Right.
get the car.
I get that.
I'm not saying you're wrong. I
Right.
love your honesty.
I get it.
I just, for me, this is where I guess the toxic male in me is that it's amazing how when we was taking your monkey ass to the bus stop, it was okay. I'm not talking about you specifically. I'm talking about women.
Different.
But now that y'all have risen on up and got your George Jefferson going and shit, and you got it going on, that now you look at a man and like, now he got to have this and he got to have that. But I appreciate your directness and honesty. But that's the toxic male in me, you know? Hold on, folks. Cece says, I have my own money, so that's a problem for me. She says, the mature woman knows what she brings to the table. And so I'm stopped there. I love that women have their own, and I love that they're mature. I wouldn't want it any other way. I'm just simply kind of, Cece, questioning a little bit about what we're talking about. The expectation, though, isn't it too lavish to a certain extent and be able to spend? And even when we take the word lavish out of it, I love that you women are establishing that you got your own and you're able to do this, that, and the other. So this is probably one for me I struggle with because on GP, I can't see myself in a make it being a sponsor, supporter of any way that every couple of weeks you got to spend $400 to get your. When I realize what the upkeep it takes on women, I respect the shit out of y'all. Let me be clear. And that's when I recognize I can't afford a woman. Because if you're doing that for yourself, but I can't have that coming out of my household where because you need to go get your toes and nails done, look, you're going to have to sit on the edge of my motherfucking bed and paint your own toenails, to fuck with me. I'm just saying. Craig says these days a man can't even get a woman's attention if you don't have money and if he's not paying for everything, even if she's working and making good money. Craig, you nailed my point. You nailed it. That if we're talking about men over 50 making this mistake, that's what I'm trying to say. Can we get your attention? That's why I gave the analogy about driving the bus or working on the bus, because I think a lot of women are missing the blessing that they're not even going to look my way. Hannah, the days when you could go into a bar, for example, a situation, and buy a woman a drink. I can tell you about Atlanta. No, this is not just Atlanta. Let me stop that, because I experience the same shit in Little Rock, the same shit in New York. Now they don't want you to buy a drink. They want you to plop your motherfucking card down so that you can make sure they drink all night and their friends can drink too.
What?
What age group you talking about?
No, we're just talking. So again, we're talking about younger women, just in general, no specific age group. But me and Kenny established, for the purposes of this conversation, what our perfect age is. And for Kenny, it's, let me say it again, from
40 to
55. 40 to 55. And the youngest he would go is 35. I'm 40 to 50. And the youngest I would go is 37. So if we're talking about serious relationship. But to Craig's point, I don't even know that I can catch her attention unless I'm willing to spend.
See, I don't see
Philly branch.
what.
Help us,
It all
brother.
depends on where
Philly
you at
different.
and who you
Philly
and
different.
yeah, and
You
who
can go
you.
to a hood bar and get a girl.
Yeah, for real. That's what I'm saying. It's all
Hold
about.
on, hold on. What'd you say? You say that's a hood bar?
No, I said Philly is different because you could go to like a regular hood bar, anything, and buy one drink, and they fine with that. So I think it depends on
Wow.
where you at.
Yeah.
It may be localized,
And I'm
but
not that.
that's why I had to think because I saw this same dynamic when I went to New York.
Oh, you.
Certainly it
Yeah.
happens here, but even when I visited, Arkansas, I went to Charlotte, I saw that same dynamic where the days of we mingling and hey, pick up a drink. That
Bottle?
those days seem to have been bypassed with, are you buying drinks for me and all my girls now?
Nope.
I don't know them heifers.
Nope.
So thank you. So thank you, Brother Bert. So thank you because
Not,
that's what I'm experiencing. Kenny, you out in the street. What's your experience, my brother?
Well, can I
Hey,
say one thing?
Yeah, please go ahead,
go
sis.
ahead, Otto. Go
Now,
ahead.
I'll say this. Back in my 20s, when I did go out, if someone brought me a drink, I never asked for it, but whoever I was with, like when you used to club, they would buy my girls a drink too, but I never asked for it. Or if my friend got one, they would make sure we all had one. But it was never saying you had to. You
I
get
got you.
so if you didn't buy it, you just didn't buy it because I was going to buy my own anyway. However, back then, and the drinks was way cheaper back then too.
Right.
Back then,
Whole different. I'm glad you mentioned that.
drinks was
That's
cheap.
why that's why as we've evolved, yeah, you got to remember. I come from a time where it was BYOB. When now
Mm-hmm.
you walk in, a drink this size cup, it's $18 or some shit, and you ain't even get the full drink. So
Yeah.
I'm just, but
Uh,
real quick, Kenny, I know you got to make a point. I want to make sure.
I,
Cece says
okay.
mature women aren't always looking for a sponsor or sugar daddy. Agreed.
Right.
She
Right.
says where they do that at. Cece, every fucking place I go, and
Eh,
Cece, no way would even think that you don't have to buy my friends. Well, in these streets now, my experience, and I wish I had more men who are in these streets to tell their experience. But I remember even me and my boy going out, and that's this. We only talking a couple of months ago. Me and my boy was kicking it right here in Atlanta. Going after the little graduation thing, we fell back to the hotel thing, and boom, that's what it was. Are you buying all of us drinks? And again, you're kind of judged by the fact that you're not even they might even look your way if you're not willing to make sure we all got Casamigos. I realize I can't afford that shit. Brother Kenny, what's your experience?
and I would say to sticking to the overcompensating
Mhm.
financially, I think with men in our 50s, and I think CC made it the point because sometimes I think we can throw men in our age that may be financially in a position where they got a little money to blow. They like to spend and show that I'm gonna throw a little money at this little young tender and I can get her with this. I can go pay. I can put something on this. I can pay
Right,
her rent. I can
right.
do that. And I think that is a big mistake that men in their 50s do make when they're dating younger women because they feel like their money equals access.
Mm,
My money, if I'm paying this, I'm gonna have access to you whenever
I
and
love it.
however I want. So
Great point.
I think men in their 50s, that is a big mistake that they make when they
I
use
love it.
their money as an enticement for women that's younger.
I love it. And I'm a piggyback on say even another reason why it's a mistake. And keep in mind, folks, you are watching, Thinking Out Loud series as a precursor to the mailroom, in case you don't know. So what my brother King said, it's another mistake is because they fucking up the game for real motherfuckers out here because those paymasters who are making that mistake, my thing is you're sending a false sense of expectation that every guy's going to do that. Now, let me be clear.
Mm-hmm.
This is the mailroom talking. If I buy drinks for all you bitches, all y'all fucking me.
Oh boy.
Wait, what?
Oh boy. Oh Lord.
Oh,
So y'all fucking enough for everybody else
Oh
because
boy.
you making this shit out here transactional. And if we gonna play that game, my thing is
Oh
we
man.
gonna get our Diddy on in this motherfucker. If I'm getting
Oh, oh
let's break
boy.
out the baby all in this motherfucker. If I'm
Oh.
buying some, as Sherry like to say, get me a bottle of Hennessy. If I buy a bottle of Hennessy, all them pussies coming back to the house.
Oh boy. Good God
I'm just
Almighty.
saying. So you been over 50, y'all fucking the game up. Cece says, Lee, I worked as a barmaid for a period of time. My customers love me because if they order a drink for a woman, don't order up. Keep drinking what you've been drinking. I love it. And she says, "You haven't, you have having an orgy." Uh, I've had my did ain't shit Diddy did that I ain't done. I'm gonna tell you
Oh,
like
good God Almighty. Oh boy.
free Diddy.
Boy. There we go. Here
So
we
okay,
go.
I'm going on. I'm keeping it on track. I'm keeping this train moving. Number 5, over explaining your life experience. So
mm,
men over 50 make the mistake sometimes of over explaining their life experience. I want to know why this is a mistake. We're going to get to that in a second. But Craig says, "Hey Ken, Bert and Lee, would you agree that men in their 50s can only get access to the young women by spending money on her?" That's what I believe. I ain't gonna say only.
Mm,
I ain't gonna say only, but Craig, to your point, I think if we're talking about young women, my experience out here in these streets is that by and large is where the access comes from, is by spending, because we're being told, and the lady on the panel and beautiful Miss Cece, they got their own money, they got their own this, they own that, and they're already up here. And if you're not able to maintain and keep them up here, they're not looking your way.
right. Yeah.
Cece said, clarify that you ain't beating on women, Lee. Beating on them. Oh, no. Yeah, no. Yeah, thank you for saying that. No. I the physical
No,
shit, the violence. No, we're not
right.
talking about that.
Right. Not that part. She talking about the Diddy
I've
part
shared this
about
with
that.
family
Yeah, yeah,
members. I
right.
I, I hit a woman
Yeah.
one time in my life, 17 years old, girlfriend Cleo. I slapped her. She knocked the shit out of me, and I realized right then and there, I that wasn't meant for me. So the hitting
Mm,
women stuff, he should have had his ass beat for that. I'm just talking about the sexual stuff. If you're a willing participant, which that bitch Cassie was. But again,
no,
I ain't talking about hitting no women. Oh, so yeah,
mhm.
I'm just I don't think Diddy should. That's a whole nother conversation, as y'all as I've very well documented. But
Right,
okay,
right.
getting back to the over explaining your life experience.
Mm, that's a good one, actually.
That's yeah,
That's a
because
good
we
one.
said in the beginning that is a factor. Hannah, would you not even agree that one of the things that drew you in and kept you there was somebody that had a little bit more life experience and expected wisdom to impart? Am I wrong?
no, it was that. It's like, no, I'm playing.
Ah! So
So,
if that's an asset on one hand, I guess what I'm asking.
no, I was playing. I was playing. I
No,
was
we know, I know,
No, we know.
we know.
We know.
But if that, I guess the operative word here is over explaining,
yes.
right? Am I wrong?
No. So explain, yes. Over explaining is too much. But I'll also say this. It depends on how young you are. So I was
Ooh,
a early 80 baby. Bert was 70s. So back then,
okay.
which was crazy, a lot of stuff didn't change. Like we still had rotary phones. So I feel like depending on how young you go and what your year
Mm,
you were born,
okay.
you can still relate to some things.
Okay.
And
Mm,
like
Okay.
thousands and you in the 70s and 80s and 60s, then yeah, you can't 'cause things have drastically changed.
Okay. Okay. I
let,
like that.
let me ask you this, Hannah. what could be, what would you consider over
I love
explaining
that question.
from a man in his 50s?
If,
What would you consider over
Love the
explaining?
question.
so if I say, "Oh, we should do that," well, you say, "Well, you haven't even lived long enough to decide that," or something like that, because basically you're belittling me by telling me your age and thinking because you're older, and you keep every time I say something. Oh well, when I was my age, we did this and that. My dad
Okay,
did that.
gotcha.
Just go with the flow. Now you don't have to keep saying when you were my age, you did this, or when you were my age,
Okay,
about the here and now.
gotcha.
Also, sometimes when you're in your 50s, if you don't act like you're in your 50s, the age difference don't matter sometimes.
Mm,
Gotcha. Gotcha.
But if you act
okay.
in your 50s, or sometimes you 50s act like you're in your 70s, then yeah. But if you don't over explain it, you can just go with the flow and just go in the moment and don't even have to bring it up. Because I didn't even know Bert was older than, I knew he was older than me. I didn't know how big our gap was. Not, and he was very mature. It's just
Mm-hmm.
carried himself.
I got a
Mm-hmm.
question for you two as you as a couple. Bert, chime in here as well, please, if you like. And Cece, I want to know what you think. Is over explaining your life experience? Is this over explaining if you reference something simple like I'm talking about cooking and cleaning? For example, we know that times have changed and have evolved. I'm curious as to do you think for a man over 50 dating a younger woman, is it too much to expect real cooking, old school cleaning, and the way how a house is kept? I even go a step further, kind of the traditional role of what it used to be. Is that over explaining, so to speak, your life experience? Is that too much?
No. Um. This is what I'll say. A lot of things come down to who you are as a person,
Mm-hmm.
how you came up. Because I never,
Mm-hmm.
me, I'm the type of person, I don't give you everything. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking
Right.
about when I first meet you, it takes me a while to really open up.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Saying, and on top of that, I'm not going to over explain certain things. Now, if I say, if I tell Hannah like, hey, listen, I don't think you should do X, Y, and Z, and then she'll be like, well, why? Then I can go back.
Dang.
I can go back to experience. So listen, bop, 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 and that's it.
Right.
Then
Right.
I'll go ahead and start to explain, or if you want to call it over explaining, but at least so they can get your drift on. This is the reason why I'm feeling the way I'm feeling.
Gotcha.
But to do that 24/7, to do that all the time,
Absolutely.
thing, not
Absolutely.
necessary.
But he said cooking and cleaning and barefoot in the kitchen. That's what he asked.
No, 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 no. I don't expect them to be. That's what I'm saying.
So
That's what I'm saying.
you
I
see
don't.
what
I
she
don't want.
threw in there? She
That's
threw
what I'm
that in
saying.
there.
I
That's
don't
what
want women to
settle.
get that. You know.
Honda
That's
threw
gonna be
that in there.
settled when y'all really start getting deep in the dating and
Right. Right.
Mm.
really start talking about long term planning and
Absolutely.
in your
Absolutely.
mindset. You're gonna get the drift on both sides on
Absolutely.
you want things to be established in the household.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Cece says that's a sure enough turnoff. I agree, Bert. So again,
Mm.
for us fellas over 50 dating younger women, be careful here about over explaining. It really goes into talking incessantly about your achievements, past relationships, or life lessons can make you seem arrogant or disconnected from the present.
I could see that.
And that's where
Yeah, I could definitely see that as a 50-year-old man.
yeah,
If you dating a woman that's maybe 20 years younger than you, yeah, that could be a turnoff
yeah,
because yeah, you keep bringing up that and that and that, and then that woman can be like, well, damn, if it was all like that, why your ass ain't back where you talking about? You feel
absolutely,
me? You know, so
absolutely.
yeah, I think that there has to be a balance. So, right.
There you go. Brothers, keep that one in mind. Let's go on to number 6. And ooh, I like this one. If y'all know, I don't ever look at this ahead of time. I like looking at it. When I pick an article, I'm seeing it for the first time along with you guys. trying to keep up physically.
Yeah.
Now they're saying this is a mistake that men over 50. I got some questions about this one.
Me
It's
too.
a mistake trying to keep up physically. Cece says there's an 8-year difference in me and my husband, so I don't see that.
Right.
I think that's a real good age right there,
Yeah, and I think most women are attracted to men older anyway. So I
Get
don't
older, yeah.
really. I mean, that's just the way we are wired. I think,
Yeah, I
far
do
as
too.
humans.
I do
But
too.
anyway, that's a whole different
Yeah,
topic
I do
too.
too.
So
But is this a mistake trying to keep up with them physically?
I don't think so.
That's why all of y'all saying no. Is that a mistake?
Nah. I
I,
don't. I'm trying to figure out why they think that's a mistake.
that's why I
Why
got to
why
read
why
this
why
one.
would it be a mistake if you in your
That's
again?
why I got to read this one.
We're in our 50s. Me and Black and Brother Bert.
I only
Why
can
would
think of one way. I only think
well,
of one
okay? Well, we'll
way
go ahead because I'm trying to figure it out.
why this is accurate.
What's that?
Fucking, fucking. I know without reading this,
Don't quit.
without without
Well,
no oh y'all don't understand. I think quit everything
No,
to fucking. But this is one where it does come down to fucking because
well, hell,
let's be clear.
that's the main reason your ass should be trying to keep up with it physically
You would
because
think,
you
okay, I'm
trying
glad
to
you said that.
jump up and down on her. That's just my
Except
opinion.
except
Okay.
that
jump up and down is crazy, Kenny.
except that, and I ain't read this one yet, but I'm gonna read this one. But except keeping it real, I
Okay.
know I can't do the shit at 57 that I did at 37.
Yeah, you
I just
could.
told somebody last night, I'm not hauling no bitch around this apartment.
You
I'm
you
not putting
could
no
if you
bitch upside down.
Brother Black, you could if you dedicated yourself
Oh
to.
no, I can't. I'm telling you, I can't. These bitches
Okay.
ain't gonna bring on my sciatica and have me flared up around this bitch. I know I can't, cause I ain't no damn fool. And again, look. I got about a one quitter hitter in me right now. All that all night type shit. Them days is over. Them motherfucking days is over. You know, foreplay is suck a little dick. You know what I'm saying? You work your way up. If that pussy is halfway clean, let's get it in. 20 good minutes, I'm getting mine, and then you gonna have to go to fuck to sleep. You're gonna keep me up all night.
Halfway,
Ooh,
halfway is crazy.
boy.
I'm just
Good
saying.
Lord.
Got burnt.
I'm just saying. Hold on, but I gotta read this one because this is the only way this was appropriate. But Cece says, I don't want a younger man. I ain't got time to raise nobody. My children are
Oh
grown.
Lord.
Sherry says, I think younger or older women should do these things in a relationship anyway for your man and yourself. I guess keeping up physically. Cece says, Kenny, now you know he was going to say. No, I was trying to avoid it, Cece, but the only way this makes sense if we talking sexually. Craig says, this is one of the reasons I don't date women who are too young. I'm not trying to keep up with no 25-year-old. She want to go to the club and I want to go to bed. So this is why, but I want to see what they mean when they say making a mistake trying to keep up physically.
Yeah, that's what I want to hear.
Overexerting yourself to match your younger partner's energy or lifestyle can lead to burnout or injury. Thank you. Whether it's sports, late night, or adventurous activities, it's important to know your limits and communicate them openly. Authenticity and self-awareness matters more than trying to impress. Find shared activities that suit both of your energy levels, ensures you both enjoy quality time together without undue strain. So I get their points, but at the same time, if unless that again young woman has some kind of daddy issues where she's just sitting home, she might, I don't know. Y'all have to tell me if she's attracted to your experience and your being established as an older man. But I do think she's probably is going to be expecting you to a certain extent to kind of keep up with her. Am I wrong?
I'll say this. I don't think I'm because we're the opposite. Bert is older, but he works out every day. I'm just getting fat. Okay, this is what it is. But I'm not getting fat. But he works out every single day, so
Mm-hmm.
more physically fit than I am. I used to work out a lot. I ain't doing it right now. It is what it is. However, I think it depends on the person. I wouldn't expect him to go and do a marathon outside if
Right.
my mom decide we're going to do a marathon, what she making me do anyway. But if we're going to do it and he's not in the mindset to do it, I'm not going to expect that because you can really at any age can mess up your own body trying to keep up with someone else.
I
But
agree. But
it,
you just proved my point to me.
yeah, you're right. It's people
No,
out here.
you just
But
proved my
but
point
but
to me
but but
because
but,
you
but
just said he works out
yeah.
every day. So he's making sure he's keeping himself in tip top shape so he
Right.
can keep up with his younger
Right.
brother.
But
Right.
he come before me, so I had to just deal with that.
I love that's a smart
Right.
man. You
Right.
know, my fat ass I didn't make the good life choices that this man made.
Neither.
But oh boy, blacks. There you go with that. But here's the thing. I think when a man dates a younger woman, first of all, he's dating her because he's physically attracted to her. So
Right,
the physical part is something that you want to keep on. You want to keep going, whatever that may be.
right.
So yeah, I you I still think you gotta try if that's what you want as a man in his 50s. If that's what you attracted to, you gotta stay on top of your physical game,
That's where I
whatever
agree
that
with
may
you.
be.
I agree.
I agree that comes with the territory. And I'm being serious here. Let's go back to my age group. I would have to know that, let's say if I met a woman and she is 38 years old, she's in my threshold.
Right.
I'm then accepting a responsibility that if her lifestyle is that she does go skating, she likes to go to the park, it would be foolish of me to try to change her that think now she's going to just be sitting at home with me. I'm accepting the challenge at that point that, damn, whew, Freddie, you got to get yourself in shape because I have to keep up with her lifestyle to a certain extent. Now,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to overexert myself, and I would hope she would be patient. But I don't agree with this one in the sense that that's where the give and take in a way comes in. That I'm attracted to her, to Kenny's point, because she's young and outgoing and vibrant. I don't think I would want to get no 38 years old that comes home and go to bed at 9 o'clock and rub Ben Gay all over herself and shit and don't want to do shit. No, you know,
First of
I
Right.
all,
want her because
don't
she's
throw
young.
shade.
I'm attracted to her. No, but I'm saying I'm attracted to her young energy. That's what attracts me, I would imagine.
Go to bed at 9.
Shout
You
out to
know,
Honest. How does it go to bed at 9?
I'm going to
Yeah.
bed at 9 with Tiger Bomb. You better leave me alone.
Oh damn.
Now,
With
that
Tiger
makes,
Ball.
so that's a whole other thing because again, you're a parent.
Right,
You get
right.
if
You
you go
you
to if
yeah,
you go to bed at
you
9,
working
you
and you
probably up
cooking.
early as
You
shit. You know what I'm
right, you a
saying?
chef, you doing a whole lot
Yeah,
of stuff. Yeah,
that's
that's different.
no,
Yeah,
I'm not talking about that.
yeah.
Because your schedules could be different. But I'm saying y'all my favorite couple for a reason. When I see y'all activities, there's a reason why
Mm-hmm.
I just saw you with your big old church hat on,
I
Will
know,
Smith
right?
and shit.
Yeah,
You
I
know what
saw
I'm
that
saying?
too. That was dope
You
too,
get your
by the way.
motherfucking presidential on. But
Yeah.
again, I see where y'all go. He keeping the dating part of it alive because I
Mm-hmm.
see you two go out and date each other still. And this
Right.
is just me looking from the outside in. You know what I'm saying? And then when his birthday came and you posted this soliloquy to your husband, I can see that y'all do so many things together. So even though
Mm-hmm.
there's an age group, he's keeping up with you.
Well, it sounds like Hana is keeping up with him.
Yeah,
Yeah,
or vice versa.
that's
Yeah,
what it sounds
yeah.
like to
He might
me.
be the one with all the energy shit, you know?
Go, Ghost is keeping it funky.
Hey, that's why this man yeah, I look up. You're doing your thing,
Yeah,
brother.
yeah, for
You're doing your
sure.
thing, brother. But
Right.
okay, let's go on to number 7.
Doing.
Another mistake that men over 50 should not make when dating young women is ignoring her independence.
Mm.
Oh,
Hold on,
Mm.
I got to process this. You don't want to make the mistake of ignoring her independence. I agree with that. I haven't read it,
I
but I
agree.
agree with that.
I
I
agree.
definitely agree.
Brother Bert, oh, because I know you got something to say on this, because you talk about this, Bert. Go ahead, my brother.
Yeah, I got a strong one on the right.
we know. We know, brother.
Got a
We
wild
know.
stallion.
Yeah.
But that's what attracted me to her.
Already.
There you go.
That's
Like
what I'm talking about.
I love her independence. So I don't
Hmm.
day that I don't see that, it's a problem because that's what I look forward to. I actually envy that she's so strong and independent and out there doing her own thing. You know what I'm saying? So
Right,
Hmm.
I don't ever want to ignore that. I
right.
celebrate it, and I want her to continue to do what she do.
Hmm.
I love it. I love it.
Already. I love that
Uh,
too.
I'll say this with you, Brother Bert. Every woman that I've ever been seriously involved with, that was the number one characteristic that attracted me.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't have no woman that is a follower. She has to be different than me. It takes I'm a night you just talked about going to bed, Hannah. I'm a night owl. I hate outdoors type activities. I've always been attracted to a woman that's different from me. They say opposites attract, and I needed a woman who did her own thing. I need time to miss you. I want when I'm not with you, I want to know what you've done. I'm attracted to hearing that you're doing your own shit. If we
Hmm.
show up at a party together, I love women that don't have to be tethered right to me because they got that personality that they can fit in and do their own thing. Hell, I gotta look for her. Where the hell is she at? You know what I'm saying? That's very attractive to me. So,
At me.
brother, I feel you. I feel you, brother. I love this one right here. Go ahead, brother Kenny.
I love that too. I mean, brother Bert, I think he hit it out the park. I think men in their 50s. Again, I want to stick to what we're saying that some of the
Mm-hmm.
mistakes that we can make in our
Mm-hmm.
men in our 50s. You have to acknowledge if you're gonna date a younger woman, especially in this generation and the age we live in with social
Ooh.
media and content creators and
Ooh.
women getting it, women they got their degrees, they got more education than we got. I think in a minute in your 50s, you got to respect her hustle and you got to acknowledge it and you got to be able to be comfortable in your own skin and say, you know what, my lady, my first lady is doing her thing, and be able to take the background and be cool in not being in front. Because a lot of men are egos, especially
Yep.
in our 50s, the
Yep.
old school. We ain't cool with that. But
Beautiful
I
point.
always been comfortable with a woman that's independent and doing her thing. Cause I'm like, she's a reflection of me and I'm a reflection of her. So hey,
You
as a
killed it,
man in the
brother.
50s, if you gonna date a woman in her 20s or whatever, younger, and she's doing her thing, you gotta check your ego at the door, brother.
You killed that one. And I want to read one line from this part. It says, disrespecting or underestimating her independence by trying to micromanage her choices can create conflict. I love that you brought that up. The reality is, if you're going to date somebody younger, they're dynamic. Hannah said earlier that, this ain't the 60s and 70s, where women had few choices. They're educated. Most women, especially a lot of these young women, I would imagine the ones we're attracted to, they doing their damn thing. Some of them working 2 and 3 jobs, and they have their own shit. And if you can't be comfortable with that, you're in the wrong ring. So I do recognize that, and I love that you brought that out. And so that's where, to me, as a man over 50, you have to have a quiet confidence about letting her shine.
Yep.
And that's where your age can't get in the way. Hopefully, you have to have a security that let her be independent. This notion of I gotta know where everywhere you are, that ain't gonna work. That shit
Yeah.
ain't gonna work.
It's not. And
You know,
you setting up that relationship
it's
for
not gonna work.
failure.
It's not gonna work.
Right.
So
So
that's I
yeah.
agree. This is a beautiful one right here. Let's go to number 8, folks. We're moving along at a great pace. Um, Comparing her to women your age. Ooh. Now,
Yeah,
yeah,
that's damn sure a mistake.
yeah, that why would bro,
Why
any
would
man
you?
doing that?
Why would you?
No,
Yeah,
no,
No,
well, yeah. Don't do that, brother.
no,
no.
Hell no.
That's
please.
death.
You about to get your ass hit in the
Yeah,
head with a
that's
goddamn
fucking death.
what them damn skillets what them damn skillets y'all
No.
use
Cast
them cast iron, yeah, you about to get your ass hit in the head with a cast iron when you do some shit like that.
Forget her age, comparing her to any woman, that's a no-no, but especially
Yeah,
comparing her to women her
right,
age.
because you could go
yeah.
No.
age.
Yeah, that's what she said, cast iron. Bird, I'm sorry, you had something, my brother?
No, he said the same thing with hit with a cast.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Yeah,
You get
no.
no, bro. Don't do that.
I think it's a no-brainer, but this says making comparisons between younger women and women your own age can be hurtful and disrespectful.
Mm.
Comments that seem like backhanded compliments or criticisms of others reflect poorly on your character. Instead of comparing, focus on appreciating your partner's unique qualities. Love it.
Or
Love it.
you could just think about the fact that what if she said that to you and compared
Ooh.
age group to you?
Mm.
Ooh.
Think about that. That should stop you
Ooh.
going there.
You ain't, ooh, Bert, you ain't kidding there.
Right.
Because that now you again, that's death to a relate.
That would hurt
That's
me.
death right there because you want to kill a man. Oh,
Woo!
don't tell me that. Well, you can't hang like my,
Oh,
bringing up eight. That's death to a
man.
relationship right there. Yeah, you definitely gotta leave age out of that. That's a great point right there. So yeah, our egos damn sure couldn't handle that. So that would be unfair. And I'm a pretty strong person, but yeah, if you come telling me some shit like that, we're gonna have a problem. Because and I'm being serious, going into it that I just established I'm not young like that anymore. So you would be with me with the understanding, look, don't bring that up. But that's now here's I gotta be Lee Black here. This is the mail room. That's why though why y'all cover y'all face? Because I gotta say now, that's why look, if you need to get you some extra dick on the side, I just don't need to know about it. Don't bring me nothing. Don't get caught and fuck somebody at my level. But I can't give you them all-nighters. So clean that pussy up before it get back to me. You get burnt. Make sure you wear rubber. Make sure the niggas you fucking is on the same level as me. And then don't be dumb about it. You don't shit where you eat. So go fuck. When you go on your girl trip, I ain't mad if you get a little something stuffed down your throat. Just goggle when you come back to me.
What the hell? That's your brother Black.
Get your little dick on the side.
How do we even get down this? How do we get down
I'm just,
Because you
look, I can't, that's that independent spirit. So look, I can't be bouncing you up all night. So if you need to be bounced up all night, get your little side thing in another state, another city. You know what I'm saying? But make sure that pussy come back clean. I don't want to smell a thing on it now. Don't have no other sense wafting out that pussy that I smell. Then we're gonna have a problem. I'm just saying.
No.
I'm just saying. All right. Let me move on. My brother Kitty on the way go. Number 9 is underestimating emotional depth. Look, y'all know how I am. I'm just saying.
We know.
Dude.
All right. Another mistake that men over 50 dating young women should not make is underestimating emotional depth. I know what they mean. My question, though, before I read this is where the age how big the age gap would really come into play. Because if I'm 57 and if it's a 20-year age gap, I wouldn't expect her emotional depth to be at my level. That's me. But maybe I'm wrong. Before I read this, where do you guys stand on this? Again, when it comes to men over 50 dating younger women, underestimating her emotional depth.
Mm.
Because when you're talking about emotional depth, Hannah, you talked about some things earlier. This may be generation. I think this is where the generational gap for me does matter.
Mhm.
It does matter to me. You know, Hannah, you said that Bert's a product of the '70s, right? Hear me well as well. The kind of music, the things that shaped my life from the '70s. If I'm dating somebody that's a '90s baby,
Mhm.
they just haven't, their experiences haven't been what mine is.
Right.
Am I wrong?
No, you're right.
90s and 70s, yeah, I agree.
You're
You know
right.
what I'm saying?
You're right.
And,
You're
and,
right.
Mm-hmm.
and I guess the reason why I'm bringing that up, I love how on our show, the dynamic, it comes through a lot of times when we're having broader conversations because,
Right.
you know, our views differ on so many different things from the '70s to the '90s or the 2000s to where, you know, on I'm wrong word, I'm sure, but beating children, what do you call it? When you're disciplining children, again,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
uh, uh, the dynamic of money, even shared accounts and shared responsibilities, and so some of the things that shaped me, I think, are very different.
I,
I got to
I,
read. Go ahead. I'm sorry. You go,
I,
brother.
I think again, I'm sticking to we're talking about men in their
Mhm.
50s, me and Black and brother Bert's age. If we're dating someone
Mhm.
younger, underestimating the emotional depth, I think you have to be careful how you go about speaking and having conversations on your emotional experiences. Because I always say this: it ain't what you say, is how you say it.
Good point.
So
Good
if
point.
if 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 you belittle that woman that you chose to date, because this segment is about men that choose to
Right.
date younger.
Right.
If you belittle her and make her feel like you trying to be her daddy. I said that earlier,
Right.
but she's a grown woman. You can't do that if you're really trying to make it a relationship. Now, Brother Black established at the beginning of this show, if you just trying to buck tussle and flip it and knock it out the park, that's a whole totally different thing. But if you're really trying to make it a meaningful relationship, you have to respect that woman, regardless of the age difference, and you have to meet her where she's at, in my opinion,
No,
as a
I
50
agree.
year old man.
I agree, and that's where you again have to. But you have to. I love that you say it's not what you say; it's how you say it. Because you also, I think, have to go into with the realistic expectation that you know how you say it. Then it matters because she may not be where you are. So I'm gonna read this. It says, assuming your younger partner lacks emotional maturity simply because of her age can be dismissive. Emotional intelligence varies across individuals, and age isn't always a reliable indicator. Take the
Mm-hmm.
time to understand her thoughts, feelings, and values without making assumptions. A relationship built on empathy and understanding leads to greater intimacy and trust. I love that. I love that last part where it talks about empathy and understanding, because then you have to be willing to put yourself in understanding from her perspective and be willing to say, well, this is how we did do it, maybe, or but this is how she feels about it, and respect that. So
Exactly.
I love that.
I
I love
totally agree, and I can relate to this because I totally met my ex wife, peace be upon her. I met her where she was at. And, there was a 5 year age difference between she and I when we
that. Hmm.
first met, and so she had dealt with some things emotionally, actually, that I had never dealt with.
Mm.
She had more experience emotionally with
Right,
some situations than I had.
right.
So I was open to meeting her where she was at. So that comes with the maturity and listening and communicating and knowing who your partner
Absolutely.
is. So
I
That's my
love that.
thoughts on that. Mm-hmm.
Craig says, I think there's somewhat of an expectation that there's a difference in emotional depth. That's where you have to meet her where she is emotionally and be patient with her. Well said,
Mm-hmm.
Craig. Well
Mm-hmm.
said.
Agree.
That's the
Agree.
empathy and understanding again. Yeah. And hopefully that's where your experience, and maturity plays a major part, in being able to do that. Last one, folks, neglecting self care.
Mm.
Yeah, this should be a no brainer. If you're over 50, and this one's speaking to me in a sense when it comes to fashion. If you're over 50 dating a younger woman, no, this is more than just fashion. Neglecting self care. I don't want to read this one first because what I'm thinking about is just something else popped up in my mind. So if I'm over 50 and I'm dating a woman that's younger, I don't want to make the mistake of neglecting self care. What does that mean to you, Brother Kenny? Neglecting, not to neglect self care. Because I had to play that for a second. I haven't read it.
Mm. Mm. I, that's a really good one. I think it's because this. I mean, I think the physical and the emotional and all that is combined when you're talking about it. For me, when it's talking about neglecting self care, making sure that you emotionally you've dealt with your trauma. You've addressed your trauma issues because I think a lot of times men in our 50s, we don't want to address our trauma issues.
Ooh,
We've had trauma, but we don't want to address it. And we ain't fixed it, and we didn't carry that issue over into our malehood in that. So I think you got to have that
yeah,
fixed.
good point.
Obviously, the physical is really, that's a
Good
no brainer. But yeah, that's a mistake that I think we make when, as a 50-year-old man dating
point.
a younger
Very good point.
woman, that we haven't dealt with our own personal traumas because we probably had daddy issues, mama issues, relationship issues, financial issues, whatever that trauma may be, and we hadn't dealt with that and fixed it.
I love that. I wasn't thinking that, but that's a great point. Brother Bert.
Self care.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I just think that definitely when I think of self care, to me it's no, it's physical. It's also keeping up your appearance, your mental, and also your spiritual. You know,
That's
I believe that a woman likes to see what's guiding you morally.
I
You know
love
what I'm
that.
saying?
I
All
love that.
stuff matters, but when things get tougher, what do you rely on? What do
I
you need?
love that.
What keeps you going, or what keeps your spirits, or what keeps your vibration high?
I love that. I love
All
that, man.
part and what makes you who you are. That's all part of self care.
I love that, man. I gotta read this one because I'm still processing this one for me. It says failing to prioritize your physical and emotional well-being can
Hmm.
affect how you show up in a relationship.
Yep.
Neglecting self-care might give off the impression that you're not invested in maintaining your health and appearance. Staying active, healthy, and confident is important, not just for your partner, but for yourself. A
Hmm.
self assured and vibrant presence enhances your connection and sets a positive tone for the relationship. You just said that, Brother Bert. This
Hmm.
one for me then is probably out of all of the lists, the most important one, probably a mistake that I probably would make or be making at this stage. And it's a combination of what you and Brother Kenny said. I used to say years ago that I had no baggage. When I was younger, that was one of my selling points for myself. Oh, I got this, I got that, I don't have no baggage. And as I got older, I realized that's certainly not true. I got a shitload of baggage, to Kenny's point, that I'm still dealing with. Divorced. I got some Jerry Springer kid type situations out there. Um, as I'm older, I'm set in my ways. I bring a lot of baggage to the table. And to your point, Brother Bert, self care, in many ways, I've neglected that for me. And I'm still dealing with that every day. Um, Working virtually has really caused my socialization to suffer in many ways.
Mm.
It certainly had actual health effects on me for the worse, not for the better. And so, if I'm dating somebody that's younger, yeah, this is a big one for me.
Mm-hmm.
As you said, Bert, because how I show up in that relationship and what makes me go, it's being redefined even right now.
Yeah.
You know, I'm having to relearn how to date in this new paradigm.
Yeah.
You know, and some of the shit I say, it might come across as funny or harsh, but I'm being as truthful as I can be. I'm figuring out a balance of how to show up, to your point, Brother Bert, for today's younger woman who does want to go on trips and this, that, and the other. And that's something that doesn't necessarily interest me. But if I'm going to try to be with her, I've got to find that healthy balance, you know. And then you mentioned spiritual and emotional. Yeah, this is big one. This is a big one for me that I'm still figuring this one out, folks. Craig
Yeah.
says number 10 is important whether you're dating younger women or if you're
Oh, if
out.
you that's absolutely, Craig.
That's
Yeah,
where Craig,
yeah,
I didn't
absolutely.
see the list.
Yeah,
That's why I said this is probably the most important one out of
yeah.
the whole list for me, because this kind of brings it all home for me that
Mm-hmm.
I think in many ways I have neglected my self-care. You know, I don't I pray, but I don't attend any religious meetings. I've in many ways I've disconnected from God in a way that I should. I'm certainly not my best self. I'm trying to get there. Yeah, this is a big one for me.
Yeah, that's and I think this one pretty much trumps all the other ones. I
Yeah,
think
yeah,
when you talk about even if age isn't we're
yeah,
talking about men in our
yeah,
50s, but this trumps even that. This
yeah.
could work for any age or whatever. Self care is definitely first and foremost because if you ain't took care of yourself, you ain't took care of that. How you gonna be a benefit to someone else? You know,
Absolutely. Yeah, that's
you
what I say.
know. So.
Anyway, great list. It closed out by saying build bridges, not barriers. While age gap relationships can come with unique challenges, they also offer opportunities for growth, connection, and learning from each other's perspectives. By avoiding these 10 mistakes, men over 50 can focus on building a partnership rooted in authenticity, shared values, and emotional intimacy.
And let me say this: any woman that's watching this, you between the ages of 35 and 55, holla at your boy.
Wow.
Oh,
Right, he
that's
should.
what's up. That's
Hey,
what's
hey,
up.
hey, hey, brother Bert, you got hey, brother Bert.
That's
Hey, a
what's up.
closed mouth don't get fed. I gotta go
That's
ahead and
what's
put it
up.
out there.
All right, I hear
That's what's up.
Steph Curry. I hear you, Steph.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
That's a great way to end the show. You ask me.
I, I love it. My bro said, "Holla at your boy."
Throw it out there.
It was
I
so
said,
calm.
I love it. I love it. I
Go
want
ahead.
to get where he's at. I'm in all seriousness. For people who don't know, I'm off the market as of right
Oh, well, oh, you got you one?
now. No. I don't. I
Oh,
mean it in the sense that I
uh,
have purposely pulled back.
Like we all was confused. We thought,
I
No,
was too. I was too, hon. I was like, oh, brother,
no.
brother Lee done got
Right.
him one. Okay,
No.
okay.
I'm still on my vocation. Right now, I'm taking a vocation. You know,
Oh boy.
at the beginning of this show, Beyonce's in town. If ever there was a time to be in them streets, Queen Bee and her troop is in Atlanta. These nasty, filthy, no good bitches is
told you.
here.
I told
I was out today and they
Oh
got their
Lord.
cowboy outfits on. I'm talking about them musty asses is out. These pussies is just as tart as they want to be.
It was going so
you. You
well.
know when I told you corner,
No,
So well.
he was talking about
I'm
the
on a
water.
bird. I'm on a vacation. I am. I'm inside right now. The sun is going down.
Oh Lord
When
have mercy.
Beyonce heat these pussies up in another about 3 hours, every hole gonna be built looking to get plugged up. Faggots and bitches alike.
You know what? On that note,
Every faggot around this motherfucker is looking to get plugged up from snapping a fan and whatever that shit they be doing.
oh boy.
Trust and believe, but I am right now. I'm figuring some shit out, you know. So I'm on a vacation, folks, right now. He said, "Holla at your boy."
Yeah. Come
This is
on,
my
holler
dude.
at your boy. Yeah, hit me in the DMs.
So
See what you working with. These mamas and these
that's my
grandmama,
dude.
these grandmamas out here, because these grandmamas 42 as well. Hell, we know these grandmamas that hell, they younger than me, damn it. Get on in there, see what you working with. Leave them granny draws at the house though. I ain't trying to see them granny draws. You better have on some of
See, see,
them pretty lingeries.
see? My dude, he ready. He ready. You know.
You want a glam mom, not a grandma.
Well, there you go, Bert. That my
Hey,
brother. There you go, Ghost. You already know what time it is.
are y'all watching this show? My boy said, "Holla at if you know somebody." He said, "Come to the DM, jump in the
And
DM."
hit him up.
Yeah.
Sister, you got some friends. I'm gonna holla at your boy.
I'm gonna act right.
They don't want to act right. What you say,
Oh,
Honor?
he good.
That's awesome.
Oh, you say I don't want to act right?
I
Is
said
that?
y'all need to act right.
no,
Oh, we
Kitty
need.
is Kitty
Okay.
is the good Capricorn. Kitty is the good Capricorn.
Not
I,
when I'm on this red though.
Oh, put the
my boy, and he been on one lately. My boy been on one lately. So
on. I was like, yeah, but then you switched.
We the Swiss Honor. We the Swiss.
I
Water at the beginning, he tried to fool us with the water.
no, look. I
I
do like I do want to date younger. I absolutely do, no doubt about it. But I'm still figuring out. In number 10, it really, man, it drove a lot of this home for
Yeah,
me.
for
That
sure.
yeah, I got
Real
some shit
talk.
I'm still trying to deal with and figure
Yeah,
out, and I'm gonna get it right. I'm focusing on my health. Number one.
yeah,
Um,
no doubt.
I've done a lot of things to get my health moving in the right direction, and yeah. I mean,
You gonna get there, brother.
I'm
You
even
gonna get there
focused on
for sure.
spiritually.
Yeah,
It being all serious, and everything. So, I went on a whole vacation for a reason that I can't do it no more. And that's why I'm. It's funny, but I'm very serious. I scurried my black ass in because they out in these streets tonight, and I don't want them get caught up in there, and do something, and now I'm right back in
yeah,
that cycle, that vicious cycle. Now the
yeah.
big test is going to come next weekend. I will be in Little Rock, and that scares me because you don't shit where you eat. So I won't be at home,
Oh Lord.
and I'm told it's going to be 100 people
oh,
at this event, and it's going to be some cousins and things. Now I will fuck a cousin, just so you know.
Oh, good God Almighty. Good, good God. You know what? That's the end of the show, ladies and gentlemen. You have been watching Real Talk for Real Men.
It was going so
And this thinking out loud, that thought should have stayed silent. If you can delete that thought from your brain
you're gonna
because
something else.
oh boy.
So what you say, Hunter?
You're gonna have to say something else to or turn that last statement.
Yeah, so we can get up out of here. So you gotta say something
Say something
else.
else.
Just know there's a reason why This is part of our Thinking Out Loud series, which is a precursor to the mailroom. So if you're joining late, you are in the mailroom and getting a mail perspective. It's serious. So we appreciate you guys. I will not be here next weekend, so hopefully this show will give you some things to think about, and hopefully you've had a good fun time with us. But I'm as serious as a heart attack. There's a couple of bitches out there, cousins that I haven't seen in a while on the other side of the family. If them pussies still look as good as I think they might get got.
You know what? And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, you enjoy the rest of your Saturday night, please.
We go.
Yeah, we gonna get up out of here.
We gotta get out of here.
Yeah.
Peace and love.